Hello and welcome back to some more Dwarf Fortress. We are just trucking along with our fortress of the Fated Swords. So we're gonna get this going, and we're gonna hopefully capture some more towns, get some more gear. Well, we have plenty of gear for our dwarves, but hopefully we can get it so that they're wearing the proper gear. I might have to say use certain gear or not, but we'll have to see what we can do. And then I remember at the end of last episode, we were waiting on getting these levers all hooked up, which I believe we do. We can release all of our Olm people to fight the Cyclops. So that's what we're going to do here, folks. We're going to release the lever, and we're going to see how this plays out. So first, I believe this is the one that's tied to our, yep, all the small little ones. Maybe I can even like release some all at once or in waves. I'll try to do one, and then I'll release all of them after that. So we'll pull this lever. Or, you know what? We're just going to go at it. We're going to pull all of these. We're going to get them all pulled, and we're going to see how he fares against 48 Olm people. So here we go. It should be, yep, there we go, getting the tasks. Well, this one still needs to be, that's high priority of that. Let's check out our dwarves. We have all of our animals over here pastured. We're trying to slowly kind of get rid of them, honestly. We've got a lot of stuff, a lot of food already, so I'm not too worried about the extra meat and all the rest of the stuff that these guys give, considering we also have a lot of animals down here. These ones are our egg layers, and we're continually just trucking away at getting eggs, so we got plenty of that. And then we got our farms up and running, our dimple cups going, and we've got our dyeing area where we're dyeing these Forgotten Beast silk cloths that we've been getting. So we got tons of Forgotten Beast silk cloths, and we're gonna start dyeing all this stuff, and we're gonna hopefully get it all set up where all of our silk is all dyed. I mean, we have a lot, and then we can start making some stuff out of that. I want to get that all knocked out before we end up closing out this fortress. And as you can see on our world map here, we've got a couple of spots that looks like, yeah, this Dark Goblin pits, and then this one before we can start attacking their homelands, really, because this is where they looks like they all started off, and then they've expanded out over here and kind of here and there, but their main area is right here, and we're going to slowly sweep in towards that. Let's check out our squads. We got the bronze snakes. Well, we got quite a few, but the main ones are the bronze snakes. I wish I could kind of like move these ones around, like click and drag, but or somehow reorder them. But the bronze snakes are one of our main forces that we send out, along with the talents of paging and the distant boats. Then we have our Ironbacks, which is our main defensive force. These guys have been training since the beginning of our fortress, basically. So they are our most skilled fighters, as you can see. Legendary all the way across. Just high master and some of their other skills, but they're just amazing dwarves. So if we ever get attacked, we do have that group of dwarves that just be able to help defend any kind of attack. We've also got a handful of Forgotten Beasts kind of captured down here. We got this guy, and we got this one, the Ozab. You can check him out. I believe under health it gives their description. This is our gigantic feathered toad with a pair of fan-like antennae, where its deadly spittle. And then this one is Ayanu. Oh, its vision is lost. I wonder how that happened. No wounds. It's just an enormous quadruped composed of amber. So, beware its poisonous gas. Unfortunately, we did have a couple of dwarves die over here to a different Forgotten Beast before it died. The first dwarf just kind of lost to it, but the second one was able to fight it off really well. And he ended up dying, I think, from the blood itself, because the blood was poisonous. And oh, you're clean. Good, yeah. Clean up all that blood, because that blood is I think what ended up getting this guy, or he might have died from blood loss, and then as that Forgotten Beast wandered out, it ended up dying of blood loss. We're going to come back down to our arena, and we're ready to release the beasts. Let's get this show on the road. Zoom in just a little bit. Wish I could kind of have it more centered so I can see this a little bit better. But this is how it's going. We're going to just keep an eye up here. Wait for this person to come pull that lever. You're just storing stuff. You can see on this left side needs unrotten die item in linked. I guess we ran out of die real quick. Let me pause and come up here because I did set up a couple more requires that. Oh, work orders. I do not need work orders on these ones because these were supposed to be also set up so we can mill these dimple cups. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna take from here because this is where we're storing all of our dimple cups, and we don't want to be milling up other things because we have we're specifically milling the dimple cups so we can get that blue dye, so we can dye that Forgotten Beast silk, and then we can make some stuff out of that. So I want that only to be taken from here, so that now when we create those tasks, it'll be mill plants, and we can do that infinitely over here. Seems like they take quite a while to mill these plants. I mean, they're also using a quern, I believe that's how you say that, and that is very slow. There's two different ways to do that. There's also the millstone. Well, that's under the machines plus fluids, and we're going to need to be able to power that if that's going to happen. We can get a water wheel going. We do have that river up top, or we can get a windmill. But I just want to make sure that there's no way our dwarves, or nothing coming into our fortress. So if I create a windmill, it'll probably be up here. But I want to make sure it'd be kind of completely locked off, and we'll just have to see how that plays out. But let's come back down here. Let's unpause. The dwarves are sparring over there. Equipment mismatch. That's fine. And we're hoping to see a worthy fight here, folks. This is the Cyclops. Earlier on, there was a Minotaur down here we released against the Cyclops, and Cyclops literally just came and clobbered him. He just destroyed him one-on-one. The Minotaur didn't even get a swing in against the Cyclops. Hopefully these 48 Omen will be able to do something. It's not this specific Cyclops, but a different Cyclops did kill some of our dwarves, unfortunately, a handful of episodes ago, but that's just kind of shows you the power of the Cyclops, because these were trained dwarves that fought against this guy and fought against the other one. And these Omen, they're not the strongest, so I'm hoping that 48 versus 1 will kind of give us a really good match. Maybe he'll run out of breath and then die from that. You're going to come pull this lever. You're going to store stuff in the bin. I don't know what you're storing, but we're going to get this show on the road here. Maybe that sock. Nope. Oh, maybe just a random rock or glove or something like that. Alright, here we go. Lever has been pulled. And oh, come on, come on, come on. Give it a second for everything to register. There we go. Here comes the Omen. They don't quite see that Cyclops as he's down in this little kind of gully down here. Oh, there he is. He's getting fired at. Let's see that first initial kind of fight. It looks like they are hitting with a couple blow darts, but whoops, I did scroll way too far away. Oh, he's coming on. He's fighting. All these blow darts are going really well against this Cyclops. Just pull this lever again real quick, and hopefully we can close this off, and then we can set up a new round of enemies to come fight these guys. Get back out there, bud. Ooh, Cyclops is still doing work. He is exhausted, he's nauseated, he's heavily bleeding. he's taken out at least one Olm, and I was kind of expecting more than that, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll probably see the end of the Cyclops here. Man, that was quite a few, probably overwhelmed with all these blow darts being shot at him. He is still staying alive right now. As you can see, they're all still clumping up. You can see his name up in that top area, all ill and white at least, so that shows that he's still alive. And there's no other dead bodies around here yet. So maybe he's probably just collapsing. And let's take a look at the fight. Scroll down to closer to the bottom so we can see what's going off. He stabs him in the head, force bends the neck, bashes him in the head. They're just pounding him in the head. Look at that, just in the head, glances away, but it still twists the neck. Yeah, they're trying to finish him off, but he is resilient. Oh, and there it goes. The Cyclops goes down. Hoping we can get this lever pulled here before they start wandering into these little areas. I mean, it looks like some of them are. I'm assuming you're the one who's coming to pull that lever yet. So if we can get them pulled, whatever ones are in these little areas, we'll clear them out with our military dwarves. And then we'll set up a new round of enemies to fight all these Olm, and whoever survives at least. So that Cyclops took out only one of them. I should have probably released only maybe a round of them before I released all of them, but that was still pretty cool seeing all those blow darts firing at him from such a far distance. Oh, that's perfect. No one has been escaped. Oh, there's one dead body over here, but that's fine. We should be able to see maybe at the bottom of the uneasy. Nope. Alright. Well, in that case, let's pull this lever over on this left side. Let's collect all these mechanisms, and then we can set up a new round of enemies to fight. We'd probably have a handful of maybe... I got some goblins I could probably throw in there to try to fight them. Maybe some Kia women and men. And then maybe some gnolls too, although most of the gnolls are little thieves. There are a handful of bowmen and other warriors, but you can see a lot of our gnomes are those goblin thieves or gnome thieves. Although we do have some warriors, but most of the rat folk are warriors. There's not many non-warrior goblins, and we have a decent amount of them kind of scattered around. So we'll see how that goes. That was pretty exciting. All right. Continue the action. Let's check over here. We got all of our military dwarves. This is the bronze snakes. They look like they're prepped to go out to fight. We got our talons of paging down here and the distant boats up here. They're all been training, so I know they're all ready to go out. So to send out, we're going to select these goblin pits down here, and we're going to conquer and occupy. We'll probably send the bronze snakes and the distant boats together. Call that good. We might hold off on that. Let's see what other... there's any smaller ones around here. 10? No, we could probably do that. We'll send our talons to that 10. And then once they get back, I like to send 2 groups to those slightly larger ones. That way we have that kind of numbers advantage there, and then that 10 group, our dwarves should fairly easily take care of them. But here they go. They're off. I mean, for some reason, our dwarves, although they have it designated for them to grab certain weapons, they aren't grabbing weapons. So this guy is going out without a weapon, but he still is going to hopefully fight and kill them with just his bare fists. Our dwarves are pretty tough, and we do have a human fighter with us. Human hammerman specifically. And he's carrying a steel warhammer. He's got a shield. He's got a large iron mail that we were able to maybe pick up off a dead body. Or maybe he just kind of brought that along with himself. So we'll get that going. We got our underground here, and we were digging down and maybe trying to look for that final cavern level down here. So we'll have to, let's scroll back up. Yes, they were working on getting this bridge in first, and then we're going to continue digging down. That way we can shut it off if we come across any enemies. So we want this built first, and then we can get that working. And then we are also, I believe none of these, yep, are linked up currently. We have a hodgepodge of levers over here. Although I believe this one was the one we were going to plan on linking up to those two ones. I also dug, or not dug, but I also carved out a couple down here, which these four correspond to the four bridges in that specific area. So I was going to be like, hey, we'll just set up two more levers over here. And we'll get that planted right there. Good, we're still preparing lavish meals, still making plenty of bone bolts, yak bone bolts specifically, because we have a lot of bones to work with. We haven't got Elven Caravan in quite a while. I think they're kind of a little pissed at us for cutting down trees and such, but it's not the end of the world. We have all our scholars in here, historians, and hopefully they're writing more books, although they're kind of taking their sweet old time at doing that. But if we can get some more books, that'd be pretty cool. We have a lot of just reading stuff that our scribes have been copying other books and stuff. I would love. I haven't yet to see it where they actually says, "Hey, writing book" or whatever, or whatever, writing book. But you can see this guy has written a book. He's a dabbling wordsmith, dabbling writer, so that shows he has written a book. If we come down here, this is our objects menu, and there's different objects. Artifacts are ones that when our dwarves go into a strange mood, this is stuff that they create. These are of the highest quality, so they're the best of the best. And then we've got written content. This is all the books that we have written ourselves in this fortress. We got named objects. So these are different objects that our military dwarves usually are the ones that will name objects. This one up here is actually one of our monster slayers that are staying here, one of the humans. They brought this and they have a named bull, which is pretty cool. But we've got a named hammer, spear, and then 3 shields. And then we don't have any haven't named any position symbols yet. You can do that from the nobles. Interesting. How do I do that? Oh, so this one. So I've got different objects specifically for like, hey, this is for the Duchess. They're this person's own items. But I don't see any way. I mean, this might. Oh, that's interesting. That might be something new that they're working on. I don't think it's something to do with the champion or anything like that. The dungeon master is usually just kind of that person in charge of the jail. Our hammerer is basically the executioner. So I know that that's not the person who does that. So I'm not sure how that happens. Although I have the king, and I could probably give the king something. Maybe this crown. Give him an electrum crown right there. Yeah, we'll do that. You can have a crown, bud. Oh, it's there we go. Oh, we can. That's how that works. Let me write it in. Let's random a couple times. Glory, the spirit of the floor of spirits. Now we can come up with a better name through here. The golden glory. We'll call it that. I like that. Boom. And that is probably where. Oh, maybe that's not. Let's check this out. Let's see. He's now. Yep, got that. So I wonder where that's under. It's not under artifacts. It's under named objects. Symbol of the monarch. That's pretty cool. So this is an Electrum Crown. On the item is a masterfully designed image of this dwarf and dwarves in platinum. He's surrounded by dwarves. The artwork relates to the appointment of the dwarf to the position of military commander of the sizzling swords of brilliance in the midwinter of 107. That's not the coolest thing. We could probably come up with some better stuff, and we will do exactly that. Let's commission one. Electrum. Not crown. Let's see. Amulet. So over here we can do this. We only want one of them. So we'll go down to one. Oh, we can't do anything specific with that. So we'll make an Electrum amulet. Or, let's see if I can get this. Stud with platinum. Over here with stud with platinum, we have it in our work orders. Come over here to, where is it? Stud with platinum. And then we can actually say, hey, we want bands, we want covers, we want hanging rings, we want spikes. Or we can say, hey, we want a specific image. Right now, artists are just doing that, but we'll leave that as our symbol, our crown for now. And as you can see, here's our dwarves heading out. We're still waiting on this gentleman to get his butt moving. He's slowly but surely walking over there, taking his sweet old times. But once he leaves the edge of the map, then he'll start processing our conquest of there. And we did send out 2 groups, so we do need the distant boats to also make their way out. And you can see them. They're heading up top over here. That's really good. Check out the talents, see if there's anyone. Okay, so that one is processing, and unfortunately every single time we go out to conquer a place, they actually will end up conquering it, and one of the dwarves from our groups will become elected as, they'll kind of squabble, and one of them will become the new leader, and we won't be able to get them back, unfortunately. And yeah, it looks like, yeah, we do have a handful of angry dwarves. We have a lot more happier than angry, but the ones that are angry are starting to cause a little problems, and we might have to expel these children, which means we have to expel their parents, and when we expel their parents, then the children go with them. Out of all our children, you can see we got 1, 2, 3 angry ones. Their Rimtar has actually been causing a lot of problems. Izum is starting to cause some problems. If we come over here, I'll select this one. This one's 17 years old. He is surely will hopefully get to that 18-year-old mark, and he's actually one that created an artifact way back, I want to say at the beginning of our fortress. That's why he has this legendary stonecrafter. Normally, they're not doing this. They're not doing like crafting things, but as if one of them gets taken over by a strange mood, that they can still gain experience in those things that don't normally they can't normally gain experience in. We got all of our military. This is kind of our military floor up here. All of our military is doing kind of routine training. Our up here is our main kind of force, the Ironbacks. These guys are doing a lot more constant training, and we have quite a few of them that have unique names that we've given to them. Anyone over 10 kills, we normally give a name to. This gentleman, you know what? You can become our champion. You have 24 kills? Yeah, quite a few kills. So, we have yet to give him a nickname. If you guys have any suggestions for any names for some of our military dwarves, just throw it in the comment section. I'll add it to our list and we'll get them in there. But no one's made any suggestions, so normally I've been naming them. But this one, he's got quite a few kills, so we can actually make him the champion. So Datan, Idin, whatever his name is. Let's see. Oh, I can't even search either. Let's find Datan. Oh, this might be a minute, folks. Let's see. Datan, nope. Where are you, bud? You probably are wearing armor. Ah, right there he is. Perfect, that didn't take too long. He is now the champion. Whoop. And there we go. You can see the ones with the pluses are the ones we can actually change willingly. The ones without those are just automatic. They're just kind of elected into those positions. Except for like the duchy. When our fortress first gets elevated, we choose a dwarf to become our leader. And we chose Sebrick. They were already our mayor, and they were kind of really good, especially with their what kind of stuff they were requesting, like querns and short swords. We were making a good amount of short swords for them, so that's really nice. Our king will occasionally put out some requests for us, and it's always helms, which I am happy to make plenty of helms. They're still slowly but surely slaughtering some more animals. We're gonna come over here. This is where we've been slaughtering them. Hopefully they're still moving that stuff out of here. We got a lot of skulls, and we can actually make a lot of totems. So that's what we'll do. Totem. We'll try to make like I don't know, 200. And when we run out of skulls, then we run out of skulls. We do have quite a few craft stores, workshops, and they're kind of making stuff out of different crafts. A lot about shale for our dwarves to make those kind of rock amulets. Elves will take those, but they don't take things I just found out recently made out of animals. So any kind of leather, I guess maybe bone too, they're not too keen on. But they will take any kind of metal thing or any kind of a stone thing. So we're just slowly but surely chipping away at creating a lot of different crafts. The shale crafts probably take the longest because they have to go grab those stones, but it's also helping clear out quite a few of these stones that we have scattered around. Because it kind of just is unsightly, all these stones, and it's just something I don't want to have to deal with. Oh, it looks like we have conquered. I'm assuming. Did we conquer? Nope, not there. We conquered this one. So we're going to send out our messenger. We're going to request all of our dwarves to come back. We're going to look at our reports. So this is previous report. So this is, I believe, when we conquered here earlier. Yeah, we took them, and it doesn't say we ended up conquering this. Oh, maybe that's the one happening right now, or I'm not sure. But it looks like, yeah, we went in there and we didn't even fight, we just took over. Huh, well, that was easy. So we'll request all those dwarves back. So it'll be very nice getting more territory under our belts as we slowly expand our kingdom. And our goal for this fort is to conquer all of the goblin pits, all of the goblin fortress over here, totally eradicating this civilization of goblins. Don't worry, there's other goblins kind of scattered around. You can see goblins up here. I think there's goblins down there. I think it's just mainly those two, and then okay, maybe some up here. You can see under their civilization, this one is the mean ghoul. We get the lies of organization. Looks like the mean ghoul is up here and then kind of down here. Then you get the lies of organization over here. We're at peace with these goblins specifically. Then there's the brass ghoul over there. You can see under the civilization, so that's 3 different goblin kingdoms up top. I believe down here we have our Naga friends. We're in alliance with them. We're at the alliance with these humans up here. These humans, and I believe this other dwarven kingdom. Oh, that's a Naga fort. Where's this dwarven kingdom? Right here. And then we have the other goblins. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different goblin civilizations. We're just going to eradicate this one in the center. And I'll try to refrain from eradicating other ones, just kind of like more dealing with their attacks in later fortresses. But right now, this is the only one we've got to worry about because the other ones we're currently at peace with. So we don't have to worry about that. And I'm hoping, which is kind of cool, our current fortress, we're like, hey, our dwarves are in this mountain range, and this was going to be our foothold into this new mountain range down here as we expand our dwarven kingdom, because we heard rumors of riches further south. So our dwarves kind of marched down here, and as they first saw their mountain range over here, they thought what a glorious place to settle, so we could mine into these mountains. And that's what we did. And it's kind of funny because I was planning on doing one further down. But our other dwarven group up here, funny enough, they settled down here at the very bottom also in this further mountain range, which is pretty cool. So they had the same idea. They just, I guess, saw, hey, we settled over here in this mountain range. We'll just continue down, and they kept going until they saw this mountain range. Or at least that's the story I'm liking to tell for our world right now. Always mandated some construction of new materials. As you can see, it turns yellow, and in that top left it says make helms 3 of 3. That's really simple and something we are more than willing to do. So under armor, we got plenty of steel. That's our best stuff to make armor out of. We're gonna make 3 more steel helms. More alpacas being born. I'm gonna have to probably go through here and make sure I geld any alpacas that aren't already gelded. Let's geld these 3. I'll leave this very bottom one so that more aren't exactly being born quite yet, just because I don't want the population to over explode. Kind of with what happened to our bunnies, they just kind of exploded. We're going to take a look. We also, okay, so that is that political discussion I was talking about earlier. For that place that we conquered, someone has claimed the position of administrator over there, so we can't exactly request them back. But we'll get all the rest of the dwarves though. We have a forgotten beast just chilling down here. They have not moved since they first arrived here, which is more than fine with me. I do have a hunting dog over here, just in case they somehow move. They'll hopefully go after the hunting dog first, kind of giving us that alarm. Hey, we've got to close up our gates. Now I also have one other forgotten beast, and this one we have captured up here. This forgotten beast is a giant skinless theropod. Its enormous shell and has a bloated body. Beware its web. That is the forgotten beast that we have been slowly but surely kind of farming its web for forgotten beast silk. And it looks like we have some new puppies or pups for bug bats. What we're going to do is we're going to select them to be trained, and when they get trained, they'll become tame because they're chilled, like the baby version of the animal. Oh, what happened here? Oh, new season arrived. Some of our dwarves became recruits. Some of them are back to just kind of doing their daily job. We've got, this is kind of our main kind of meeting area for all our dwarves. We got our library down here. Huge library for our dwarves. We will probably line it up with some more bookcases, but for now we've got plenty of space for books. We've got a handful of temples around here. They're not really furnished. They're just kind of there for our dwarves to go and do what they need to do. And then we've got our main dining hall right here, which we have a bunch of kaolinite that we need to probably move out of here. And we have it kind of lined with some statues. And we got our main source of drinks over here. We got a huge amount of drinks, and then we got a tavern up here. this is where our dwarves will come down in here and eat, and then our tavern is where kind of they go and socialize. Looks like we heard some rumors from outside the kingdom. That's really cool. And then we've got some guild halls. None of them are really furnished at all. We just kind of created them for our dwarves to kind of fulfill their needs of guild halls. We kind of had it quickly expanded, and later on we'll get some more statues and we'll get them implanted in here, and hopefully they can clean out some more of these stones and such. And above this we got our main food area where we got a bunch of farmers workshops, our stills over here, and our kitchens right here. The farmers workshops, we were for a while processing quite a few rope reed, which is kind of that stuff that we use to make cloth, but we got so much and we needed to focus on other things that we kind of shut off our farms up top from making more, and we started focusing on doing other things. Oh, mill plants. Do we not have any millable plant? Yeah, we have plenty of dimple cups over here. Oh, I almost forgot. We need to also take from, where's this? Down here, this stockpile, because this stockpile has all our bags. So that's why that shut off, is because we need to also designate that as a stockpile to take from. So now they're taking from this stockpile the bags, and the other stockpile the dimple cups. And that should allow us to start kind of working on milling these plants down. We do want to maybe designate some people as millers. We'll see, I believe right here. Yep, these ones are our current millers. Only the selector is supposed to do that. But I want to say once that dwarf becomes old enough, we can make him a miller. Hey, you're not doing anything. You can be the miller, my diagnostician. You're not even designated as any kind of a scholar or anything like that, which I like to have our doctors be scholars too, because that gives them that they'll learn from reading books and other things. I believe this is that person. Oh, maybe he was the designated diagnostician up here. Nope. That's fine. And we'll get this chugging along, and they'll hopefully come up here and start doing some milling. Maybe I have to be like, hey, come do this. Yes, our outpost liaison is one of our millers, and he is very slow at it. I mean, like I said, we are using these querns, which are very much slower, and we might have to change over to that millstone, which we can get that trucking along here. See if I can get some windmills up or such. Let's see what we got. What can we use? So under machines and fluids, so our water wheel and our windmills are our powering tools. And for windmill, it's pretty easy to make. We just need to up here. And let's see. Maybe if I clear out this area, I can make some windmills up here. Siphon the power straight down to like over here, and I can set up the millstones right here. That'll probably be our next strategy. So what we're going to do is we're going to chop down all these trees over here. We got that all set, and we will probably block this off, build floors, and then create those holes down into our fortress. And we got our little walk up here. This lets us get onto the roof, so that's fine. Little thief skulking around. Usually they come in multiple, but we have our little dog down here to observe anything that comes around here, and they'll see that guy, and they'll start scampering off when we do see them usually. And there he goes. It's kind of funny, I did see He's a novice diagnostician. He's unhappy after seeing a handful of dead bodies, which maybe there's still plenty of stuff up here we gotta move out and clear out. Oh, good. One of the people have become not so unhappy and have kind of gone towards that slowly happiness. That's better if we can do that. I'm hoping. Let's check out our dwarves. Let's see. Okay, you guys are all gone. You guys are all gone. Hopefully we can get that notification that they've conquered that here soon. That's what our main goal is. We should be, yep, we got one more helm to make, and we should be good on his requisition right there. We have a couple farmers' workshops up here. We have a lot of buckets in this one because we were, for a while, milking animals, making cheese, but we really don't need that anymore. So we'll put that as a high priority. Go geld those things for us. That way we don't have to worry about more kids. There's our dancer coming over here to mill plants. Let's get this one designated also. But we'll get these changed over to those millstones, which are much faster. And we can actually get some more dimple cup dyes being done. Let's dye cloth, and we'll do constant. We have it. Oh, we still need more dye. So once they get done with this, they'll move those bags to where we need to. Snatchers. These ones will continue into our fortress, but looks like he has set off a trap. Those little thieves, the kobold thieves, won't set off traps, but the gnolls will. And as you can see, we got like what, 3 of them. Our dwarf will see them, probably scamper off, but we got cages, and he'll capture all 3 of these. There we go. We conquered that. Just kind of walked around our Thresher. Our Thresher didn't even do anything. And now we can request our dwarves back from here. It looks like we've captured them, so that's really good. On our eastward expansion. That's everyone right there. And let's look at our report. Let's see how that went. I'm hoping none of our dwarves died. So we're led in. Defenders were led by the goblin. The attackers had a strong positional advantage. That's good. We confronted when you see the yellow, it means our dwarf confronted them. The light blue is us killing the goblin. So we confronted, killed, confronted, killed, confronted. And then some of this white stuff, there's a couple different ones. This is usually kind of like, hey, our dwarf smashed this goblin in a specific body part, like right upper leg was smashed by the dwarf, and then his left foot was torn off by our dwarf, and then he was smashed, and then he was struck down, and then right here, brown snakes led by this guy clashed with 5 goblins, and we slayed them, and then we took over this place, and the new government was called the Bell of Right. Good. We'll request those guys back. The population is 157, which 200 is kind of that huge kingdom. Oh, we got a couple ambushes. Oh, where's our Ironbacks? We're gonna have to send you guys out. Come deal with the gnolls. We're gonna send them up here, and they should just, because they're pretty close to our top, they're easily accessible in case we start getting attacked. Merchant, I don't know what you're doing. Store item bin. Well, metalsmith, I might have to say, hey, oh, they did fire a bolt at our dog over here, so we'll have to come over here and select him, and we'll take him out there for now. Get out of there so you don't keep getting hit from our enemy. They're just kind of chilling here, so we might have to send our dwarves once they get there. And yes, I'll keep an eye on you. If you start getting too far this way, yeah. What, you're not part of a military group? That's why we have the Twilights of bolting. because this is our group that we're like, hey, Lorben, Lorben, he's our metalsmith, and then we actually say, hey, you guys, come over here. And he'll stop doing that, and then I can kind of cancel that order. He'll just go on his merry way. He took off the iron mask. Interesting. Dwarven child, you are going the wrong way, bud. I cannot tell the dwarven child to to turn around, but I can tell our ironbacks to come up here. Oh, I guess when I canceled that order for this group, I still had this other one selected, which canceled that order also. Oh, not you. If I go like this, it kind of resets that so everything's cleared up. But it should be a fairly easy ambush. I'm sorry that it kind of scrolls through quickly. My mouse wheel is extremely sensitive. It looks like our child was able to run away. It doesn't look like there's any fighting going on with him. Another ambush. Yes, please run, run, run. We got our dwarves out here. If our dwarves can't deal with this, then we will close out our fortress, closing this gate and this one. And it'll force our enemies to actually go down this long corridor and into our chambers where we have a series of bridges to kind of separate them and deal with those guys. But our military dwarves are experts, and they should be dealing with these guys fairly easily. And we come down and we'll pick out our master arms. Yeah, you can see he's coming. He's hacking at these guys. Right upper arm is gone. Right lower arm is gone. Right upper leg is gone. Right foot is gone. He's just tearing them apart. He's improved his striking. Oh, that's cool. Get in there, folks. And they'll come out and they'll deal with all these enemies. At a certain point, once we kill enough of them, all the rest will try to scamper away. Another snatcher. You're just a or I believe a rat folk snatcher. There we go. Number of dwarves, yeah. I don't think any of our dwarves really have to worry about getting injured because, like I said, these guys are super experienced at what they do. And if you come down, well, yeah, none of them have any health problems. That just shows me that none of them have been hurt at all. You can look at the description. Yep, perfectly healthy and fine. Get out there, dwarves. We go, another snatcher. You've entered martial trances. More fighting going on. Yes. Get them, folks. Oh, that rat thief is actually being shot at by the gnolls. Here's we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our dwarves chilling right here after they took out that guy. And I think we should be fairly set on all the rest of this stuff. And get rid of that alert. And to double check to see if there's any more invaders. So these are some Olm people down here. Ah, you're the one who killed the Cyclops. They'll get a unique name when they kill an enemy, or when they kill anything, they'll get a unique name, or else it'll just be that kind of generic name. A bunch of creeping eyes that we won't be able to actually ever deal with. But it looks like I don't see any random gnolls that aren't caged prisoners. All our invaders, Olmen are all caged, so yeah, we're set there. So it looks like we can tell these guys, hey, you can go back to your training. you've successfully dealt with the enemies. Let's see how many kills you've got. You got 16 and 4. Yeah, we need to get some nicknames for these guys. You actually took out one of the Forgotten Beasts a while ago. Heart of Hollows. Huh. We can give you a nickname. We'll call you the Reaper. Reaper. I guess I messed up on that H, but that's fine. And maybe we can get some, oh, see, military, you're not part of any group. You're just coming out here to enjoy the festivities. What we can do is, hey, all this stuff, we're going to unforbid so that our dwarves will bring those guys back down to where they need to be. Or, I say back down, but they'll bring those bodies down to where we're storing refuse. That way their bodies aren't just lying around on the ground. We're going to take a look at our ironbacks. We've got quite a few of them. We're going to check out some of these guys. So this guy definitely needs a nickname. He's got 23, 24, 25, 26 kills. He is our militia commander. He's the guy in charge of our whole military. He's basically the general, while all the rest of the militia commanders are kind of like lieutenants, in a sense. Yeah, if anyone knows military lingo. We have Babok. See how many kills you got. You got only 7, so not too many. We'll check out some of the other guys. And 7, 2, you're almost at that point where I'll give you a nickname. Our militia commander needs that new nickname, though. So if anyone wants to leave a nickname for them, leave it. Our Volkar, our Mace Lord over here, he needs a new nickname. He's got quite a few. He just took out 8, I want to say here, or maybe multiple different ways he dealt with some, but there's quite a few under his belt. That's what, 22 right there. We got the Master Arms, the Steel Whip. We'll check out Datan. You got 24 for him. He's killed a cave dragon way back when we were sending him out, and he had to deal with quite a few of those guys. And I'm glad he escaped from there unscathed. What are you doing, cat? Oh, you're probably shot. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, we got that. Yeah, we got quite a few dwarves over here that need need new nicknames. I found at least 2 of them, but some of the other ones are getting close to that point where we can give them some nicknames. And then we were coming down here. Looks like they've cleared out all these mechanisms, and we can get. Oh, our dwarves have returned. That's really good. I believe those are talons of paging, I believe. Sound. Oh, no. Zon, I believe, is actually. Where's the distant boats? Well, to see. Whichever one, you'll start seeing some names come here. I don't think they've figured out who's in charge of the other place. So, I believe these guys are probably the talents. Yep. We'll have to redesignate some of our dwarves. I don't know why some dwarves are like, hey, yes, we're military dwarves again, and some dwarves are like, hey, we're not military dwarves, although you definitely are. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and for that last one, we'll probably take them from another squad. Let's see, who do we want to be our 10th position? We got a Thresher down here. He's just not this armor user. Yeah, we'll figure out who we want. Who do we want? Skilled fighter, axe dwarf. You know what, Ubin? Let's just check you out real quick. What is your skills? You're a planter, proficient animal trainer. That's fine. Yeah. You are now part of the Towns of Paging. Welcome to the force. Oh, never mind. You're there. And under the geared rags, you can be Moma's. Where'd you go? Planter. Ah, right here. It's interesting why some of our dwarves. I want to say that animal dissector was one of our military dwarves. We might have just recalled or called up someone else. But like I said, we'll get this set up. I'm gonna say we're gonna start filling it up with R is cages, G is that cage trap, and we'll come over. Whoops, cancel that. BRG, and we want Kia men over here. We'll see how the Kia fare against them. We'll put rat folk over on this side. We have normally had the history where rat folk kind of tend to tear apart everyone else. But I'm hoping with all these Olm people that they'll maybe stand a pretty good force or chance against these guys. And then the goblins are also another force that kind of tends to be on the stronger side. So first we'll get, let's see. Looks like we have no more. What's it? Rat folk. Oh. Want to go through Sandpear. We have no more in Sandpear. I believe the Pecan, we don't have any. Let's see. The Tower Cap. We have a Blind Cave Ogre we can throw in there too. We quite a few under the Tower Caps. Rat folk. See if there's any more under here. Looks like no, I would say. Yep, it looks like no. Let's go to the next one, the Birchen Cages. We got more under here. We've probably got this whole left side filled up, at least for rat folks. Yep, that should be good. I think that last one is probably, we got some thieves in there, so that's fine. Like I said, we got the Kia men up here. We're gonna get them in there first. Up here, we got not too many, but we've been sitting on them for quite a while, so we'll see how they fare. Alright, none there. Maybe if I type, nope, that does not work. Unfortunately, no more Kia. Looks like those are all jabberers. None there. Kia men. Let's see. Don't see any there. We're in the Ginkgo now. I don't see any there. Maybe chestnut. Yep, a couple, more than a couple in the chestnut. Good. Filling this. Oh, that's birchen. I'm going to select chestnut. I'm hoping I'm selecting the correct ones. And that might be the last of them. I don't think we have a full 12 of these guys. We'll just do a little quick run through. Don't see any there. None under the oaken. Birchen. Nope. Sandpear. Nope. And definitely not the tin. And I think we're, yep. Alright, no more Kia men or women. And then we're gonna set up this right side with probably more rat, or not rat folk, but goblins. And the goblins are gonna be that kind of final force. Yes. And I might say, hey, we'll release the goblins first, and then we'll release everyone else after that. Well, goblins and maybe the keymen, and then finish off with the rat folk and see how everyone fares. And then I might release some more Olm men on the bottom, depending on how everything unfolds. Yes, we're getting these all set up. Perfect. I love to see this arena. Alright, goblins there. And, whoops, definitely not you. Let's see what we got. Do we have any more Olm men? Yeah, we'll release some Olm men down here. Whatever Olm men we have left, because I imagine these guys will probably not fare too well once we get armored folks in. The Cyclops didn't have any armor, so it didn't really have any chance to be able to block any of those stuff. He just had kind of his tough skin. So that kind of put a hindrance on him. While the goblins all have actual armor, so they will tend to be quite a bit more of a formidable force, especially against old men who really only have blow darts and wooden spears. Alright, those chestnuts. Let's see if we have any under oaken. I'd be surprised if we have really many more omen, because that is 48 in there. We have quite a few already. Oops, scroll down way too far. Bungo woods, goblin caps, maybe willow? Nope. Alright, I think that is that. Yeah. Alright, we'll get that all set up and we can hopefully see some new action. Maybe not next episode, but definitely close to. We do not have these linked up, but we do have to get this final lever in over here. We were hoping a long time ago to be able to get our area up here supplying new animals. One thing that happens is when there's creatures in the area, there's nothing else spawns in until these creatures are taken care of. And these pond grabbers have not moved. I'm hoping I tried it right here where it poured the water out, but that didn't really work out. So I'm hoping if we move it over here and we pour it out, these guys will be pulled out into this and we can actually deal with them. Hey, we're now expert Rutherer trainers. Perfect, that's what we were looking for. Our overall training, it works out from a standpoint of you know a little bit about it, then there's a general familiarity, then you're knowledgeable, and then you're experts. Once you become experts, you can't go any higher. You can't actually get to the domesticated point anymore, which is unfortunate. But I wish. I mean, if you had such a long time, you can get to that domesticated point, but maybe like multiple years and a lot of training, you can learn that. But you can only ever get them to that expert point. So now we have a bunch of Rutherers that do not need trainers. And I wish there's a little bit quicker way of doing this. But I gotta go through and I gotta unselect trainers from all these guys. But that frees up our doors to do other things, which is really nice. Ooh, some water. I'm kind of getting a little thirsty here. Thank you. My wife was kind enough to bring me my water bottle. And we're just going to continue down this. We got, as you can see, quite a few of them. But our trainers have been working diligently at keeping up on these guys. And with the ones in the cages, they have to go all the way back to not trained at all for us to get to retrain them. So every single time we train them, hey, if they get to this point where they're that trained, it takes a while to get them back down to where they're wild again, and then we have to retrain them, making that training process very slow compared to ones that are outside of cages where our dwarves will automatically just go and constantly keep training them. But the reason these guys are not outside of cages is because they're technically invaders in a sense, because they came with the Olmen. The Olmen were like, they're their pets already, so we can't make them our pets at all. We can train them, but they have to stay in the cages. If we release them, and then our dwarves will not keep up on training them. But I would say that's very exciting. We got to that point. It means a whole bit of kind of space that we've been time that we've been doing to take and continue training these guys. Whoops. Is no longer needed. And we have them currently up here. But what we're going to do is we're going to move them down to our spot down here. View stockpile. Custom. We're going to put the Ruthers down here. Now that we don't need them in that top training area, we can get them over here, which is awesome for us. Let's see. We're going to become quite a few more rabbits under our name. So we'll go over here. We'll go rabbits. Nope. 2 B's. And we can slaughter all these guys right now, because I believe we have bunnies. Yeah, we got plenty of bunnies. And once these bunnies grow up, we'll slaughter those guys too, and then we'll leave a breeding pair alive, and that'll be it. But good, they're doing this, and now we can designate all these to be linked up also. And we might have to say, hey, please, what is it? I don't know what I was thinking right there. Oh, please make more mechanisms, because whenever we do this, we hook up one mechanism to the lever, one mechanism to the cage strap. When we pull the lever, mechanisms attached to the lever itself all disappear. Well, I mean, they don't disappear, but they're just not, like, I can't get them back, basically. Ooh, I believe, okay, no, I correctly selected that. Let's get all these ones right here also set up to be done. Oh, we got a human diplomat, early summer. That means we should be having some human trade caravans hopefully coming through. That's always exciting. Some trading. Yes, please. We got all this stuff. Yeah, they are dropping off their dead bodies down here, luckily. And it does give a debuff to our doors. As you can see, more of them are becoming unhappy. But it's kind of a necessary thing. That's why part of our next fortress, I'm planning on doing it on one of these random islands. Maybe over here, because there's some mountains over here. Although I don't need to put it on mountains, I'm thinking maybe in like a desert. That'd be kind of cool. Like a desert or a swamp or some hills, something like that. If you guys have any suggestions for what kind of biome you want to see next, and unfortunately we can't. I don't think there's some jungle over here, so we might be able to do jungle. We can also do kind of this tundra area up here, which is a lot more difficult to deal with, but we can still manage to get that. We also have hills, forests, more hills, deserts. I believe there's some jungles down here also. Some more mountains, a lot more forests. There's probably some plains and stuff, some prairies. But wherever you guys suggest for us, we will build our next fortress. But we still are a little ways away from that. But I'll keep it marked down to see which one gets recommended the most, and then we can get that done. And with that, folks, this has been a very exciting episode. Quite a few different things happening. There's our human caravan. Oop, caravan. We're gonna request some items over here, bins specifically. We're gonna do. These ones are pretty filled with stuff, and you can see the ones with the little X means that hey, we've got stuff in there that we're not allowed to sell. But there's a lot of stuff that we can sell. Out of these bins, we just can't sell certain things. So we'll grab these ones down here. Let's see what else we got. And then we'll grab probably that one. That should be more than enough value. And that's something we'll worry about at the start of next episode. I'm glad we are working on getting all this engraved over here, increasing the value of our fortress immensely, but just a little side note. I know I get caught off on tangents at times. I'm trying to wrap up this episode, but like I was saying, really good episode, I would say. Exciting stuff. We got to hopefully get our doors back from here, and we can hopefully send out our doors again on another conquering mission, conquer this last spot before we start marching on their main land. We did take a smaller one and another smaller one earlier, but we still have all these ones that have quite a few more, but we can still easily take them. And this is their fortress where they have quite a few, what is it, cave dragons. We had to deal with some other random pets of theirs that are very deadly, and we'll probably send our all three forces out at that same spot out at the same time to conquer that. But thank you for joining me. If you guys stayed to the end, leave the episode a like if you guys liked it. I mean, you don't have to if you don't like it, or leave a comment and give us some nicknames for some dwarves where you guys want our next fortress to start off with, or anything else you guys want to comment on. If you guys got any questions, just leave it in there and I can hopefully answer anything Dwarf Fortress related. But thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Adios now.